Hi guys, it's your girl Kenya and
Hello.
hi Laco.
Hi, Kenya. Hi,
I
everyone out
am
there.
yes, hi guys. We are so happy to be here again for another episode of Kingdom Bougie.
Kingdom Bougie. This is where it's at. Just about every Mondays, we're doing topic triggers, breaking it down with Bible verses so y'all can understand it just a little bit more, right?
Yeah, that is the goal. So this week's topic trigger is
Dun, dun, dun.
so it's don't be eye candy, be soul food. What does that mean? Like, oh,
What does that mean? I mean, what's wrong with being eye candy? Eye candy sounds good.
I mean, let's just be real. I mean, the first thing you're attracted to is the physical. So you
Right.
want to you want to be pleasing to the eye, right?
Right.
But you can't just be eye candy,
Mm-mm.
right?
No, that can't be your focus. Your focus can't just be I want to be eye candy. So I need to get my weave done or put my wig on. I need to get my face baked, all of that, right? Baked, rolled,
Right.
steamed, the whole nine. I need my lashes, I need my heels, right? I need my
Uh-huh.
hits, because I want to be eye candy.
Right. I mean, but at the end of the day, when you've attracted that person physically, right,
Mm-hmm.
and they like what they see, then you have to have a little bit more substance so you can keep them around, right?
Right. And King and I, we are eye candy. Thank you.
Yes.
we is eye candy. But in the topic trigger, it said, don't be eye candy. Like, don't just be eye candy, right? Be soul food. So when I seen that word soul, I was like, ooh, I like that.
What is the soul like home?
The
What does the
soul
soul
is your,
consist
tell me,
of?
your will, your
Uh-huh.
emotions, your memory, your mind.
Yeah. So when everyone else explains it, they always says the soul is your mind, your will, and your emotions.
Okay, all right.
So when you connect with someone, yes, you do have to connect with them on a physical aspect, right? Because you won't wake up, hopefully you're connecting to eventually make this person your spouse. But even if it's just a one night stand, you want to wake up to somebody that's pleasing to the eye. But how do you turn that into something deeper? Then you connect with them on a soul level, right?
Soul
You
level.
connect with their mind, you connect with their will, you connect with their emotions.
Right.
So yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And like Apostle always says that,
Pastor, my
anything,
pastor.
yeah, pastor is her pastor. He always says that anything that's going on in your life that's not quite working, it's not an issue with your spirit. It's generally a soul issue. So the soul is very, very, very important.
Yes.
Partially because when you get saved, like you have a new spirit. Now you have the spirit of God, but your soul is still connected to the world. So your soul can still be influenced by the world.
Yes.
And whenever you're trying to get right, you really have to focus on getting your soul in line with your spirit so that things like flow the way they're supposed.
And the wonderful thing
Anyway, our title. Oh, go ahead. No. Go
no,
ahead.
no,
Go
no.
ahead.
Go ahead, because we
I didn't mean
can't
to cut
get
you off.
into it. No, go ahead. That's where we going.
Okay. So the title of our show today is How Jesus Dealt with the Thirsty. Now she was thirsty
She was thirsty
at the well.
at the well. She was thirsty at the well. Okay. And
Yes.
everyone knows what we talking about when we say thirsty. She wasn't thirsty. She was thirsty. Okay.
Oh,
So
I should
we're
have put
gonna
an A.
thirsty. So we're gonna
Okay.
start off in John 4, right?
Mm-hmm.
So the focus
Mm-hmm.
of scriptures are going to be really on John 4:15, but we're going to give a little bit of 13 through 15, but the focus is really on 15. So let me set it up. So Jesus, right? He comes to a well. Jesus was thirsty. He was hungry. His disciples, they ran, well, they didn't run, but they walked into the city before him, kind of left him by the well because they went to go get him some food.
They went to go get him something because he was hungry and he was tired because he had been like healing people, baptizing people.
Oh, man.
And at this point, he's trying to go back to Galilee, right? So he goes through Samaria to get there. And he's like, you know what? I need to sit down. Y'all, I mean, he was running a tight ship. He had all of these people, like, talk about major businessmen. He had all of these people working for him, right? Ooh. It was like, this is the part that I like, which I don't even know if you caught this, but right before he took this trip through Samaria, right? He was like baptizing with his cousin, John, right? I guess the body of water that they were baptizing people in was huge. So it's almost like having a Walmart and a Target like in the same block. It was like so big that, you know, Jesus was baptizing John and John was baptizing, and then people started like really get like hating on Jesus, like, and then they started going back to John saying like, you know, he's baptizing more people than you, and like basically like you were the one that started this business and now it's more customers going to his shop. Like, what do you got to say about that, right? And when I kept reading, it wasn't even Jesus that was baptizing, right? It was his disciples. He was running a full-fledged operation, guys.
Woo!
So now he goes through Samaria. He's trying to get to Galilee. He's going through Samaria. He's like, let me take a breather while y'all go get me some food.
Right.
The disciples are going to get him food, and he's sitting at the well, and then you continue.
Right. And every time Ken and I talk about Jesus, you just cannot just talk about Jesus and then just go to the next thing or just go about your business. It's like, that is our King, right? And not only is he King of Kings, Lord of Lords, but when he walked this earth, he taught us how to heal people. He taught us how to perform miracles. He taught us how to do the works of his Father. He said that the thing that I do, you can do too, and greater, right? So he is the master of the master, teachers of the teacher, because not only do he want to be King and Lord of your life, but he wants you to be King/Queen and Lord of your life as well. You see what I'm saying? He wants you to have dominion, right? What is it, King? Dominion, multiply, subdue, replenish the earth. Those are the things, right? That's what God said in Genesis, right? Those are the things that Jesus came down to bring back to remembrance, that's why we're here on earth. So
he came down to be an example to us. Like, he didn't have to come here. He's like, but let me show you how to have life and have it abundantly. And let me go through life and show you how you're supposed to live it. So he is our example.
I love him.
And the other thing I love too was right before he got here or whatever, he had this conversation with Nicodemus, and he tells him, that's when he delivers his famous verse, for God so loved the world that he gave his only begotten son, right? And he explains to him that the reason why I'm here is not to condemn the world, but to save the world. So right before he meets this lady, right right before he meets this lady that most people would judge because she was like,
she had to get down.
Yeah, most people would judge her. He lets it be known that the reason me is not to condemn, but to save.
Yes, we love him.
Right?
So,
You want to see 13?
Okay, yeah, here we go. So Jesus answered, everyone who drinks.
Wait. You got to set it up some more because this is what
Okay.
happened. So he's sitting at the well. This woman comes up. She's a Samaritan woman.
Okay.
Don't forget that part, right?
Right.
And
Jews and Samaritan didn't get along. They
didn't mix. They didn't talk to each other. They didn't mix.
You talking about Black Lives Matter.
Yeah.
Those lives didn't matter, like, period, right? But anyway, so he comes to the well. She comes to the well to pull her. This is what she does every day. Right? She's getting her water to take back, right? Yes.
And she just like, she going on about her business because she's looking at him like, he's a Jew. Let me do what I do. So she's like getting ready to pull her water up. And he's like, basically, can I have a drink of water?
And she like, who you talking to?
Yeah, she's like, Jews and Samaritans do not mix. Why are you asking me for water?
Right.
And he basically tells her, like, if you knew who I was, you wouldn't be like asking that question. You would be asking me for water. Right? Okay.
Right. So then she says, and he was like, the water that I have, right?
Right.
He said, if you knew the gift of God and who it is that asks you for a drink, you would have asked him and he would have given you living water. And she's like, but you have nothing to draw the water with. The well is deep and you have nothing in your hand. No cup.
You don't have no containers. You ain't got nothing. So what are you talking about? And at this point, guys, I feel like she has an attitude. I feel like she has an attitude.
What's he doing? Like,
and she's being real sarcastic. Like, all right, well, if you the living water, and if you give me water, and I'm never gonna be thirsty again, then just give it to me because I'm tired of coming to this well every day. Right. So if you are who you say you are, and you can do what you say you can do, then just give me the water so I don't have to be thirsty. So she's being real snappy and real sarcastic at this point. And then
she got attitude. So anyway, so it goes on, right? And basically she's saying, you don't even have anything in your hand. How can you give me this water that you speak of, right? And then so moving on to verse 13, Jesus answered, everyone who drinks this water will be thirsty again. So he's saying that, listen, you keep coming to this well every day, right? I'm just letting you know that everybody that come drink this water right here, this natural water, you're going to keep being thirsty. So Key and I, we had a conversation before we got on the live, of course. And basically we were like really stretching that. And we were saying, you know what? That is so true because we have to drink water, just like we have to eat food. We have to get sleep. We have to work and earn a living. You know, most of us feel we have to have a spouse. Most of us feel we have to have kids, whatever the case may be, right? But it's like if you have a have to need to do things all the time, each and every time the same way, right? And you are tired of it. It's not that you're doing things each and every way, each and every time the same way, and you're enjoying it. If you're tired of it, if you know that there's something else better out there, or you know that you're better than whatever it is that you're doing, Jesus is saying that you're going to always continue to be thirsty for that thing that you're so tired of.
Right. And the way me and like Ho were kind of breaking it down is there are a lot of people, myself included, that are running around with voids. So it's a void in your life and you're trying to satisfy that void with things that basically are band-aids. Right. They're not healing or completely feeling that void in your life. So on a regular and consistent basis, you're going to come back to find something or whatever is like numbing the pain or filling that void. And so this scripture basically can be applied to any void that you have in your life, not just, that's what he was basically saying. I mean, he knows that we need water, but he's saying that, everyone who drinks this water, so everyone who looks to the world to quench that thirst or to fill that void is going to be thirsty again, right?
Yes, yes, yes.
But what, Lako?
But whoever drinks the water I give them will never thirst. Indeed, the water I give them will become in them a spring of water welling up to eternal life. So basically, he's saying that what I have to give, you will not find on this earth, but I promise you, you will lack nothing. The hole or the void that you have within you, it will be filled, right? The insecurity that you have within you or the insecurity that you feel, you will be secure, right? So whatever it is that you're lacking, whatever it is you feel like you just like, oh my God, I'm not good enough, or this or that. Jesus is like, if you drink from my living water, you will not feel those things, right?
Yeah.
And basically that turns over to say that if you have an intimate relationship with God, it's an intimate relationship. It's like, and that's what happened to Ken and I as we started walking on this journey, having a deep, intimate relationship with God, just really letting things go that we are so familiar with. We started to find security within ourselves. And then it wasn't overnight. It wasn't in 2, 3, 4 months. It took some couple years. It took a couple years, but we're still on the journey, but we don't feel the way we used to feel when we were in the world without Jesus or without having an intimate relationship.
Right. And just so you guys know, this really is a story about how she came to salvation.
Yes.
Everybody's story is unique and different.
I love it.
In terms of their encounter with God, encounter with Jesus, and how they really come to know him and believe in him, right? And then continue to use him to live, which is what he's suggesting. Use me to quench your thirst. Use me to live, right?
Hallelujah.
And the interesting thing is, like I said, she has this attitude. So she's looking at him and she's like, sir, give me this water so I won't get thirsty and have to keep coming here to draw water every day. Right?
Right.
And he's like, all right, because he can sense that she has an attitude. He can sense that she really don't believe
how bomb Jesus is. Go ahead.
Yeah, he can sense that she's like, okay, she's trying to play me. She really got an attitude. She really does like being sarcastic. I'm gonna fix her. So what does he say to her? He's like, all right, I'll give you this water, but go get your husband first.
Oh, what? What'd you say?
Right. So she's like, my husband? I don't have a husband. And he's like, I know you don't. He's like, so he starts reading her. He's like, I know you ain't got no husband. Matter of fact, you done had 5 husbands.
Excuse me?
And the man you with right now, he ain't even your husband.
I know you lying.
So at this point, guys, she's like, oh, wow. Like her mouth, she literally has to pick it up off the floor. Right? Because now at this point, she starts to realize that this man is the real deal.
Yeah.
He's not just trying to like feed her some game. Like he really is the real deal, to the point where he knows all of her intimate secrets. He knows all of her business. So she is like so just wowed by him that she like forgets her container at the well. She don't even take her water. She gets up and leaves because she just has to go and tell the world about who this man is and how he has like touched her life. How he has like changed her life. And I mean, it just ends up being a beautiful, beautiful story. But this goes to show you that we don't have to run around here acting like thirsty females
Not at
or
all.
people that, want to be married, or that are married. Sometimes you can be married and you can still be like vying for your husband's attention. You don't have to act like one of those thirsty females. You don't have to act like one of those thirsty guys who wants a job, can't, feel like you're not good enough on your job,
Right.
and vice versa for a woman. I forgot to tell you this, but I saw someone that we follow very closely is like this YouTube influencer who like yesterday announced that she was leaving YouTube.
I think I've seen that. I think
Okay,
I've
right?
seen that. Yeah, but I
So
wasn't too sure what she's talking about. Okay.
yeah, so shout out. Should I shout her out?
No.
Okay, anyway, she's an influencer who talks about leaving YouTube, and her reasons for doing it was because she feels like she's losing a piece of herself on YouTube. And she feels like that the only thing that she's known for on YouTube is for prophecy. And she wants to be so much more than that. She wants to be able to come on the platform and be authentic and totally be herself. And she had like went and talked to like I think some of her mentors and some other YouTubers, and people were like really nervous because they're like, well, what are you going to do? And you're going to lose all your followers and all of this stuff. And so her thing was like, I'm not going to be thirsty. I'm not going to like be on here and be unhappy
Oh, I think I know what you're talking about.
and not be myself,
Okay.
right?
Okay.
If just because I'm scared to lose followers. So this being thirsty, guys, can be applied to anything. Like you have to know that if you put your trust in God and if you continue to drink his water, which basically when he says drink of the living water, it's basically like saying like I realize that I need help and I trust that you will be my salvation. You will save me in whatever area that I need help in.
Right.
So like, you know what I mean? Like in a sense, that's what it is. That's what it means to like drink his water every day. Right?
Yeah. Also, so if you go down a little bit, and we kind of passed, of course, John 14. We're a little past it, but something
you want to go back to 14?
No, we passed it. Like I'm going to 34. Yeah, so that's what I'm saying. We're passing it or whatever case may be. But something very interesting. I was on a conference call with Archbishop.
Don't shout out. No, you can't shout out nobody. You don't want to shout. No shouts out.
No, I just didn't know if it was a positive or a negative thing. That's why I was like, probably not. But I get it. I get it.
Okay, but anyway, go ahead.
That's why I didn't do that. Okay. So anyway, this was one of the scriptures that he highlighted.
Right.
He said that yet a time is coming and has now come when the true worshipers, right, will worship the Father in spirit and in truth. He said, for they are the kind of worshiper the Father seeks. God is spirit, and his worshipers must worship him in spirit and truth. So I'm just piggybacking off what you said, because when God told her about herself, right, and she basically said, okay, yeah, you're right. That's what happened. Like, yeah, I'm guilty. You know what I mean? She surrendered. We can safely say she surrendered, right? So she faced herself. She faced the truth about herself, right? So given that, when you face the truth about yourself and who you are, right, and you come to God, come to Jesus, right, in your truth, right? I'm not saying you 100% perfect. I'm not saying you didn't do anything wrong. You're coming to God and you saying, I know I messed up in this area, that area, maybe all areas, right?
Right.
But I love you so much, right, or I want to know you more. Please help me. Please change me. Please talk to me. Whatever the case may be, whatever you asking for. Those are the worshipers, the type of worshipers that God look for. And those are the type of worshipers that will have their prayer answered, whatever they ask.
They will. And just know that, like Cole and I always say, it really is a process. Yeah. So when you first start, it might take you some time to get to the point to where you can actually really face who you are, like in totality, right? Right. I think, yeah, and that's perfectly okay. Like there are things that I'm still learning about myself and things that I'm having to correct, and like Cole as well. Right. That's part of the beauty in the journey, is that you really get to know him and you really get to know yourself, and you feel comfortable with every single part of you, even the flaws, right? Flaws and all. Right? So you really get comfortable with that. And then the more that you drink from his living water, to use his words, right? The more you drink of his living water, the more you subscribe to his truth, the more you can actually live in truth, right? And it really becomes a beautiful thing where you can be authentically you, and I don't care who doesn't like it. And so yeah, so top and bottom line, right? If you are thirsty, just like the woman at the well, just know that Jesus has the remedy.
He has he got the 32 ounce, he got the 48 ounce, he got the 64 ounce.
And you could get free refills, unlimited refills.
Unlimited until you go to heaven and beyond. You see what I'm saying? So this never stops. Once you accept Jesus Christ as your Lord and Savior, and you like, look, like me and King used to say, no, we ride or dying with Jesus. Like we ride or die. It ain't no maybe not. Yeah, we're gonna do it today. We ain't gonna do it tomorrow. No, this is who we are, and this is definitely living the Kingdom Bougie way. Am I right, Kenya?
It really is.
Yes.
And we don't really have too much time left. Sorry. But on Thursday, I haven't really told like Ho about this, but my husband kind of gave me the idea.
See what I'm doing, everyone? Do you see?
Yeah, so like Ho and I had a little like tiff, right? We don't have too many like. It wasn't even an argument, but we wasn't connecting, and it was really bad. So on Thursday, make sure you join us on Thursday, because we're going to talk about it.
Am I going to be there?
You are going to be there, and we're going to pray about it, and we're going to just like, we want you guys to chime in, because it's really about the entrepreneurial journey as biblical entrepreneurs.
Oh, girl, please.
We face so much, and the entrepreneurial journey is really no joke. And all of that led to what we're going to talk about on Thursday. So join us live on Thursday.
That's funny you said that. That is so funny you said that, because I already know what you're going to say.
Huh?
I already know what you're going to say, and I was thinking that same thing.
Okay, so join us live on Thursday, where we're really going to get in the argument that Lake Cole had, how God really stepped in, and how he always does to make things right. And then we're going to pray. Please send us your prayer requests at kingdombougie@gmail.com. We appreciate all the love and support. If you support us through our Cash App, which is Kingdom Bougie, Cash App Kingdom Bougie, please remember to send us your address. Send us your address. Either put it in the note section of the Cash App or email us your address so we can send you your gift. We're still holding on to a couple of gifts because people have not sent their address. So that's all the time we have today. But as we always say, God is everywhere,
but he is nowhere
if you don't find him somewhere. So
look for him.
Go look for him, guys.
Bye.
Bye.